Now, we're in the revelation. We're in the everything must be seen so that everybody has the ability to make the right decision. And so they said that everything that they do now is out in the open. Hello, you gorgeous weebles and weebleettes. Remember, weebles wobble, but they never fall down. Today I'm talking about the baddies and how the baddies are, how they're feeling. Do you want to know how the baddies are feeling? I'll tell you all about it on the other side. So when I was talking to the emissaries the other day, I said to them, how are you going? They said, we are working very, very hard. And they just went straight into, they said, because the baddies are under a lot of pressure. And I was thinking, I don't understand the link between we're working hard and the baddies are under pressure. And I said, so why are they under pressure? And they said, well, they are under pressure because for the first time in a long time, in many, many decades, they are under the spotlight. They are under the magnifying glass. They are in full view. Everything that they do is in full view. They said, well, there used to be a cult. They were the masters of the occult, the hidden, the unknown. And that's how they built what they needed to build, because they were a cult. Now, we're in the revelation. We're in the everything must be seen so that everybody has the ability to make the right decision. And so they said that everything that they do now is out in the open. Because of that, it isn't that they're doing it on purpose to be out in the open. It's because the star alignments have put us in the revelation. They have to be seen. They don't want to be. They would much rather be hidden. Look at the years that they've done the World Economic Forums and the other groups that nobody knew about. All these groups getting together to organise the world, to make plans, to decide what's going to happen with these humans. All under cover of darkness. And now suddenly everybody knows everything. The emissary said that it's making them behave very erratically, knee-jerking their way through things, because what happens is they do something, and within hours now, literally hours, because the whole world is awake, and so 24 hours a day, somebody's watching, everything is revealed. And within a week, we've got documentaries and videos and all the information. It's awesome. And so they said that it's because they happen to work erratically in this knee-jerk fashion, they're making decisions that are not good decisions. You probably noticed that, something comes out and then they answer like debunking it. I'll give you a good example with the whole thing with Candace Owen and Charlie Kirk. Something comes out, everybody talks about it, and then the debunking happens where they start having to give a story about why that would be the case. And it just makes things worse. It makes things 100 times worse. They would be better to shut them up, but they don't. They keep talking. And it's the same with all of these groups. They start trying to justify, trying to explain, and it just makes everything worse. I think these are absolutely fantastic times. And for us it can be overwhelming because there's too much information. There's too much going on. And, it just depends, where do you want to put your attention? Because you can look at all of these things and spend the entire day just finding out about something. 60,000 now, that's a number. 60,000 Moroccans went to Ceuta in Spain. 60,000. I mean, that is, can you imagine the organisation? Now we all know who's paying for it, who organised it, what the purpose is. It's just enormous. It's so transparent. There isn't any, we'll do this and I'll not know why. That the flags that are false, they're just transparent now. Before they used to get away with them. It wasn't until later. That people started saying, hang on, I think there's something wrong. Now it's within minutes. Within minutes, people are going, look at that. And so the emissary said, they're under pressure. They are doing erratic things. And they said that the only way that they can see a way out, the only way out that they can see is this. that they flood the world, the internet, with so much misinformation, so much crap, so many false stories, so many fake videos, that in the end nobody knows what to believe anymore. They said they know that is their only way out. If they can produce so much shit information that we don't know what we're looking at anymore, then at least we haven't got anything that we can get a hold of and say, right, I know for a fact that this is the case. They said that's the reason why AI has been proliferated so much. It's been pushed and it's been given away for free. If you might notice that nothing is free in this world. It was given away for free. Yeah, you use it. The amount of videos that are AI videos now. The great news is you can spot them a million miles away. I can spot an AI video straight away. It's just obvious. It's obvious. And so even that isn't working so well with them. You know, AI videos leave lots of artifacts in them. When you analyze them, there's just so many. It's just shit. Truly. I mean, let's be honest. I work with AI a lot in the business that I use to do the donkey work, but it's shit. You've got to check everything that it does. It does the most ridiculous things. It tells you bad information, and when you make images, it just gives awful images that you go, well, that's AI. There you are. I've seen that straight away. And it's the same for the baddies. Everything that they do is so transparent. However, that's what they're trying to do. And this is the emissaries. They mentioned this, which is unusual because they don't get into earthbound information. But they said all this push for the AI, the data centers, is all so that they can get into a position where everything is so blurred. There's so much information. They can change a whole theme all over the world in an instant. That's what they said that they want to do. But regardless, it doesn't work for them. It's not working. Everything that they do backfires. Why? Because they're the baddies and we're the goodies, and the goodies win. Good will out. And so it doesn't matter what they do, it's not going to work for them. It's going to backfire. Thank God. And the emissaries finished by saying their narrative is slipping out of their hands. They cannot control the narrative anymore. Why? Because there are too many voices. There are too many people saying this far and no further. Line in the sand. I need to speak out now. And there they are, the baddies, like a floundering flounder, floundering on the beach. And us, the goodies, are like little piranhas, ready to devour any of the bullshit that they spew out. Happy days, happy days. Where do you see, in the comments, put where you see their narrative falling to pieces, where it's just not being held together anymore. And also in the comments, anything, and I've got to be careful with this word because it gets picked up, but those flags that are false. Which is the one that impacted you? Which is the one that you went, you expect me to believe that? I'd like to know in the comments. I love you all and I'll speak to you all later. Bye-bye.